Now, just one small concept. In the profile, think about this. In the profile, you put a few permissions in the profile and then you give it to the users. So think of a scenario where we have, let's say, 5 users in the sales team. Okay, all 5 of them need same level of access, same kind of permissions. So simple thing is, I create a sales profile and give access to, assign the same sales profile to all 5 of them, right? Simple way. But there is one person out of these 5. There is this guy called Ravi. Okay, let's say I have Ravi, Vijay, Sriram, I have Rakesh, and I have Ajay. So these are the 5 users. Okay, everyone needs the same profile. So sales profile we have created and we have given the sales profile to each one of them. So now what happens? Permission wise, everyone has the same permission, but Ajay is working on a project. So for next 1 or 2 months, he has been asked to work with the HR team also, and he needs to access, let's say, 2 custom objects. Okay, he also needs to access. He is working on some additional project. Only one of these guys. Okay, he is working on an additional project and he needs to access 2 custom objects. Let's say for HR project he is working on, he needs to access employee and beneficiaries. So this is a project that he is working on. Okay, these 2 objects he need to access, but these 2 objects are not allowed under the sales profile, right? Because sales profile, usually users don't need access to these objects. So permission to these objects has not been given through sales profile, but he needs to see this because his job requires him to do that temporarily or permanently, whatever. Fine. So in this kind of a scenario, we cannot put the, we cannot add these 2 permissions to the profile, because in case we add this permission in the profile, everyone will get to see it, but we don't want others to see this, right? We cannot create a separate profile for Ajay, because if we do that, then we might end up creating a lot of profiles and making our system completely complex. Okay, so the best way to deal with this is to give some add-on permissions. Okay, so let him have this profile and give him add-on permissions. So this add-on permissions are called permission sets. So permission set is nothing, simple concept, collection of permissions again, but this is not the basic set of permissions. This is going to be like an add-on. Okay, you install a software.
I have a doubt. Can't we
install a software? Please go ahead.
Can't we use sharing rules?
Please go ahead.
Can't we use sharing rules now to assign these?
Sharing rule? No. Yeah. Please mute your microphone. I'll tell you. Sharing rule is for data. That is for data, right? So data access comes into picture only if you have permission to that object through the profile. Here we are talking about giving access to additional objects. We are not talking about records. We are giving access to objects, right? Or he wants to see one more application. So sharing rule will not help. Sharing rule can only work on our data or records, right? And this is about our objects. Okay. So here it's very simple. We just have to go and create a permission set. So under setup, manage users, there is an option called permission set. So permission set is again collection of permissions. So the difference between a profile and permission set is, profile is the basic collection of permission which needs to be assigned to the user, and profile is a required thing for a user. Every user needs to have a profile, but permission set is an add-on. Some of the users, if they need it, you can give it to them. It is not required, it's not mandatory, right? So that is it. Go to permission sets, click new, put 1 or 2 permissions in this. Give it a name, whatever you want to give. Permission set for Ajay, click on save, put whatever 1 or 2 permissions you want to put in this and give it to that user. So object access we want to give, right? So some permission related to that app or something that you want to give. Which all apps you want to allow them? Allow under this, let's say this business one is one app. He does not have it in his profile if you want to give it to him, right? Because you do not have employee and that object. So whatever you want to add, you add that permission here. Okay. So now your permission set is done. You created a permission set, and what permission we have put into it? We have put the permission to one app. So this is more like a top-up. So one is a base recharge that you do and one is a top-up. So this is a top-up. Now you have to go and give it to the user. So go to the user, select the user, whoever is the user who needs this permission set. Scroll down a little. So one is his profile. The profile is a mandatory thing. So the user gets his basic permissions from the profile. We need to scroll down a little and we will have the option of permission set assignment. So just click on this, click on edit assignment and give it to this user. Available permission set, enable the permission set. From left to right, move it and just click on save. That is it. So now this user, this particular user has all the permissions which come to him through his profile plus the ones which come to him through this pop-up or add-on permission through the permission set. Clear on that? So there are just few things, terminology wise you have to keep in mind. One is profile, which is collection of permissions. Permission sets, again collection of permissions, but this is an add-on. Sharing settings. So sharing settings basically includes these two concepts, OWD and sharing rules. So OWD has the option of making data private or public. And sharing rules. Okay, and we also need to understand view all or modify all access. Clear on it? Fine with this?